Today I'm going to tell you a little bit about the artist Cindy Sherman, and then I'm going to challenge you to do some self-portrait photography inspired by her work. Cindy Sherman was taking selfies 25 years before the word was even invented. The first cell phone capable of taking and sending pictures was released in 2002. Cindy Sherman started photographing herself in 1976. Usually people who are taking selfies want to look good, or at least like they're doing something cool. And taking a selfie with a cell phone is so quick and easy, you can tell right away if you got the picture that you wanted, and if not, you can take another one, or lots of them. But that's not how Cindy Sherman works. First of all, she doesn't care about looking good. She wants to look mysterious, strange, even ugly. And for the first 30 years of her career, she couldn't tell if the picture came out or not for a couple of days sometimes. Here's how it used to work before digital cameras. Most serious photographers, like Cindy Sherman, would use a 35mm lens SLR. You had to put film in these cameras. This would be a strip of photosensitive plastic that was rolled up inside this cartridge. You can see this roll of film only has 8 pictures on it. Film rolls came with 8 or 12 or 24 or sometimes as many as 36. And film was expensive, so you had to think hard about whether it was worth it to take each picture. When you had taken all the pictures, that roll of film had to be developed in a dark room. And I don't just mean a dark room, I mean lights completely out. People developing their own film had to learn to do it all by hand in the dark. Even after the film was developed, it was still a negative. In order to see what the picture actually looked like, you had to make a print to create a positive. Photographers would usually make small prints of each picture and then decide which of these pictures they wanted to enlarge or blow up. Not every picture on the roll would get printed, only the good ones. Once you decided which pictures you wanted to print, you had to go back in the dark room. This time the room doesn't have to be totally dark. You could have a red light on, but only red. You use one machine, an enlarger, to project the picture on the plastic onto photosensitive paper. Then you have to put that paper into a series of chemicals and then hang it up to dry. Only then can you see how your picture came out. Cindy Sherman would not call herself a photographer. She calls herself an artist who uses a camera. Before digital cameras, most serious photographers did their own lab work. They did all of their developing and their printing. But Cindy Sherman has always had someone else do that for her. She's more like a film director, carefully planning out the scene, the props, the makeup, the lighting. She's interested in all the things that go on in front of the camera and let someone else take care of the technical parts. Sherman is interested in creating something completely artificial, showing herself, but also hiding herself. She's happiest with a photograph when the picture doesn't even look like her to her. Here's what she looks like when she's not in costume. And here's something she said about her own photographic work. Sherman creates characters and scenes, but she doesn't tell you the whole story. She challenges us to come up with the explanation of who these people are and what's going on. Her titles don't really help either. Because of this, the viewer becomes an important part of the artwork. Different people imagine different stories. So the meaning of this picture is different depending on who's looking at it. I wonder what's going on in this scene. Why is she on the floor? What's in her hand? What is she thinking about? Maybe she's thinking about how much she could sell this photo for. How much do you think she could sell it for? Well, in 2011, she sold it for $3.8 million. Cindy Sherman's photography is very famous in the art world. Now it's your turn. Your assignment is to take some selfies, but not a regular selfie where you're trying to look cool or cute or following a hot TikTok trend. Find or make a good background. Use costumes and makeup. Don't worry about looking good. Think up a story, but don't explain too much. Let the viewer come up with their own explanation. You might have to get someone else to hold the camera and take the photo so that you can pose. How many different characters can you create? What stories will they tell? I'm Heidi Howe, and I make content for art teachers. You can find other artist challenges and lots of other curriculum, lessons, and demos on my Heidi Howe YouTube channel.